Hello, everyone. My name is Athena, and welcome back to the Quaranteen Podcast. This week, we have a very, very special guest.
Hi.
This is my friend Matthew. Why are you laughing?
Derick.
We'll get into that. This is my friend Matthew. We've known each other for a couple years now. We did theater together. Now we're just close friends, and we've been. Yeah. Also,
I know. Yeah.
He's the first person, if you're watching this, to ever use a digital background, a virtual background.
We're in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
You excited?
No, get out.
Tell me. I'm your best friend. Your best friend's here.
Sure.
At Glorianne and Crystal.
I know. At my cats, at my dogs.
Yeah.
So a little announcement, if you guys care about me, which I hope you do. And if you don't, it's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
I got 2 little kittens. Little babies, 2 Siamese cats. They're about 3 months old, and they're named Luna and Selena. I forgot for a quick second.
How did you already forget your cat's name?
We've only had them for like 4 days. But I also call them Rumple Teaser and Mungo Jerry.
You said it backwards.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, this guest we have today. I am different. So this is Matthew. Hello. What you also go by Derick now, right?
Yes, I'm also the producer and biggest fan of AR Podcasts, if you didn't know.
Yeah, he comments on all of them. Thank you so much. He watches all of them.
I'm so devoted. Multiple times.
I know. Thank you.
Oh, I should do a ranking episode of
all of
every single one. Obviously, Glorianne is number 1. I can do it today.
At the
this
end.
One's at the bottom.
Yeah, it's probably kind of going to be a little chaotic. I'm sorry for all of you guys watching and listening, but this is a really good friend of mine.
We need to fill that hour.
Okay, we have questions and stuff. We start filling it now, so we never get to the questions. So explain your name. He goes by Derick, but his name is Matthew.
It depends on the day.
Okay. Just so everyone knows, I don't agree with him. He just changed his name for fun. If you are trans, I get that, but he just does it to mess with me, and I swear to God.
Well, kind of. It's like what I do is I change my name because like new year, new me, new Derick. Like what am I? It's a rebrand of my entire person, and Derick is just Derick. Like you can't really argue with it. I know it sounds gross, but that's your problem, not mine.
It is my problem. I call him Matthew. If he wants to be seriously called Derick, then I will. But he just reminds me of the Derick from The Good Place, Derick. If you know what I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting into the yeah, what do you want to
I'm thinking like in college, like once I actually go in after all of this, like am I just gonna start introducing myself as Derick and then no one knows Matthew?
You wouldn't take your name seriously. I feel
I don't take my name seriously now.
I know, which is gonna be hard. We don't take anything seriously, which is bad.
That's true.
This is a serious podcast.
It is a very serious. You can't even see my fidget spinner because it's blending in with the background. I'm holding a fidget spinner.
So am I. But you can see mine.
Mine's spinning faster, obviously. Look. Oh, this isn't help for the audio listeners.
I know. Just to keep a little bit more of an announcement, please email the podcast at athenarethispodcasts with an S at gmail.com. You don't know how to spell it.
I can spell it.
Okay, do it.
Athena. That's your name. Rethis. That's your last name. Podcasts. That's your middle name. At gmail.com.
Yeah, Athena Podcast.
What's so funny?
I legally changed my middle name to Podcast.
Watch me legally change my name to Derick. You can't stop me.
I know, I really can't. And I will legally call you Derick.
Yeah.
Wait, is it illegal for me to call you Matthew? Then, if legally your name
I can
is Derick?
make it. And I can make it. I could do it.
Let's get actually into this podcast.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you brought me here to talk about faith and religion during quarantine. Like, it's my favorite topic, and I think a lot of people are genuinely interested. What do you mean it's not?
We're gonna get banned on YouTube if we do.
What?
Guys,
what?
I feel like everyone stopped listening by now. But if you're still listening, thank you. This episode's gonna be a rough one. Matthew said that my first episode was like someone who's trying to not get canceled, and at Glorian's episode I cursed, and I was just like, I'm done with that. And then Chris's episode, I was trying my hardest to listen, and the whole reason I'm doing this podcast is for me to become a better interviewer and better listener. Because I'm annoying and I don't listen sometimes, and Matthew's a great listener, but this is his time to shine. I'm worse then.
It's not a competition, no, is it?
It is.
Competition. Who talks over each other the most?
I think, yeah. You won something. Can't relate. Okay, let's actually get into it, because I have questions and we have a lot to cover. First off, do you have any show recommendations?
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna get the same sort of warm-up questions as everyone else.
Yeah, no, that's the running question throughout the quarantine show. Okay. I feel like people need to be entertained. I'm trying to do my best, but if you don't like me, there's other content. But please like me. Any show recommendations?
Sad. I'm gonna go streaming platform by streaming platform just so I can milk this out as much as possible. Let's hit that hour mark, y'all. So for Disney Plus, I recommend Hamilton. Everyone has watched Hamilton already. It's not entirely historically accurate, but it's good.
What do you mean?
And then okay. And then I'll recommend Howard too. I watched Howard last night. Great documentary. Made me almost cry. I'm sorry, I got a text. And then for Netflix, I've literally been watching every single thing that Ryan Murphy has done. And quarantine, I mainly have been watching The Politician. Both seasons are great. I got you into it. And then I also watched American Horror Story. Right now, I'm on Roanoke, and I'm very terrified. For Hulu, I recommend Booksmart, which you got me into. I also recommend Parasite and Force Majeure, and those two movies are foreign films, and if you don't want to read subtitles because they're not in English, then don't be racist. Don't be racist. And then, which one am I missing? HBO Max. I recommend everyone watch, what am I watching on HBO Max? Big Little Lies is fantastic. One of my most favorite shows. Meryl Streep is in it. Nicole Kidman and all the other iconic women. Shailene Woodley, Reese, Zoe Kravitz. Okay, I'm gonna keep talking about Big Little Lies. Big Little Lies podcast.
No.
And then for Peacock, I recommend Psycho. That's a good one.
What about Quibi? You forgot Quibi.
Quibi. I watched a couple episodes of Quibi, actually. I don't have Quibi. I've never had Quibi. I just saw some episodes of during Chris's show, and it was all right. And it's a thing.
I have one.
And Hulu.
Yeah. You go. No, you go.
No, I just want to say, like, Hulu, Love Victor is there. Watched it.
We're gonna talk about that.
We'll talk about that later.
So my show recommendation is Veronica Mars on Hulu. I just started watching it.
Is that with Kristen Bell?
Yeah, I love Kristen Bell.
I want to watch that.
Good place. It's good. It's honestly really good.
Yeah. Have you watched Marvelous Miss Maisel?
No, I don't have Amazon Prime, and I want it.
Speaking of Amazon Prime,
someone email me their Amazon Prime login. Don't.
But speaking of Amazon Prime, I do want to recommend The Boys. The Boys season 2 comes out on September 4th, and I'm very excited. It's a great show. Everyone should watch.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I also want to recommend I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I want to recommend Watchmen on HBO Max. It's a fantastic show. Very, very relevant to the whole Black Lives Matter movement. And yeah, I think it's fantastic. Great.
Just two more things. If you hear like scratching in the back, that is not me, it's my cats.
It is me too.
Also, oh frick, I forgot. If you already watched all of the things we mentioned, please, you can always watch the Quarantine Podcast. Or the
Anything
Quarantine Show on my YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel. I have 2 YouTube channels. Go subscribe, please. Thank you.
Or I could also recommend more movies for you to watch because I watched everything.
Just DM him. Just
yes.
No.
Link in the bio. Link down there for my
Link in the
Instagram. Add Derick Flores.
All right, let's actually get into this podcast. So number 1, Matthew, thank you for being my number 1 fan.
I know.
Thank you so
You're
much.
You're very welcome.
Why do you like the podcast so much?
Why do I like the podcast so much? I like the podcast because one, Glorian has my favorite. She knows that she has my favorite episode, right? You told her.
Yeah.
She has my favorite episode. I don't know why. Like, it gave me a perspective that I never even considered thinking, like, on how it is to actually be an essential worker right now. Like, I can never. No, I don't. I don't want to put my life like that in danger. That's just terrifying to me. And then I didn't even know Chris was all the way in Arizona. Like, I knew he was in Arizona, but I didn't know at the same time.
Yeah.
And so that's just crazy to me that he just moved out there during quarantine. And I'm just like, okay, that makes total sense. Yeah. And also, I just like seeing what everyone's doing, you know?
What about the first one, but with me alone? Who?
What? I'm joking. No, I think you did a great job with introducing your podcast, and I think you really gave the college perspective on what it was to be in quarantine, especially during your freshman year. That must suck.
It must
Can relate.
Yeah, it must suck much more for you because, well, okay, let's get into that. So, Matthew, you just finished your senior year of your senior year. Can you not be so sarcastic? This is serious. This is an interview. This is gonna go on to Time Magazine.
You're yelling at me.
Sorry. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Okay. No, just a warning.
Just a warning.
Don't take that line. I'm using that for a TV show I'm writing, so don't take it. Okay, so you just
editors.
No. You just finished your senior year. What was it like? Like, how? I mean, obviously it wasn't what you expected, but I mean, give it a rating if you want.
The entire senior year?
Yeah.
I say it was about a good 4. No, let's give it a little credit. A good 6. It wasn't bad. It just like wasn't good. It was one of the lower tier years. Like junior year is always like up top, and then like senior year, I guess is like second. I don't know. Freshman and sophomore just sucked.
Yeah, I think high school just sucks. Okay. So obviously the quarantine, we're all doing that. Hopefully.
We are?
I am.
I hope we are. I hope we are.
Well, me too.
Actually, no, I go out to the beach every day and I post pictures without my mask. Like, what's that problem?
Oh my god. Oh, we shouldn't even talk about people that we know that do that. Okay. They don't deserve it.
What?
They don't even deserve it. If you were listening to this, thank you. But thank you, but get your life together. But I shouldn't be talking. I don't have mine together. Okay, I'm looking at my questions if you think I'm okay. So when did you realize that this whole entire COVID thing was more than just a week off, and then your senior year was kind of over? Sorry to be that deep, but I think we should get deep.
Okay, so I remember it was like early second semester, like January, February time, where I was in ceramics, and then everyone is freaking out. They're like, oh my gosh, coronavirus this, coronavirus that. And at first I was like, it's not that serious. And like nobody really took it seriously. We were all just like a little terrified, but at the same time, like, yeah, it's not really that big of a deal. And so like none of us genuinely thought it would impact us this much. And then I remember it was like the last week of school before we went off, where like all of my friends were talking about it, like, yeah, all the other schools are getting shut down. we were really freaking out because CSUN had kids quarantining, and we were like, CSUN's pretty close. And so, yeah, CSUN kind of just like, it's all your fault. It kind of scared us. And then we were thinking like, we should go on quarantine next. Like, it's not worth it to put the kids' lives in danger. But there were some teachers who were like saying like, we're not going to shut down because if we shut down, then the seniors have to do extra months of school. And we're like, what? Like, I don't even understand what that means. So there's just a lot of miscommunication. But when the school finally like closed, we were pretty happy about it, honestly. is that bad to say?
No,
like,
I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Like, we thought it would only last like half a month to a month at most. We're here now.
Yeah, you're at my house apparently.
Yeah, we're at the same house. Oh my gosh, we're quarantining together.
Wait, no, we're not. If we were, oh my god, you'd probably just make me
I would cough on you all the time, just for fun.
Yeah, I feel like you would. Okay. So just a question I had in the beginning that I told you that it's gonna trigger you. So me and Matthew we've been friends for a long time. We FaceTime a lot. So I know how I know what he's been up to. So how has sewing been going for you?
So I started sewing about like a month or two into quarantine, and I really tried. I learned how to use it a little bit. I was better at hand sewing than I am with shut up. I was better with hand sewing than I am
didn't say
with
anything. The audio
listeners. Yeah. But I'm better at hand sewing than I am at like using a sewing machine. Like, hand sewing I think is pretty easy. But then I tried to use a sewing machine, and then the first like day I tried, I instantly gave up because it was so difficult for me to use and nothing was just working out. So, you just have to give up on your dreams sometimes.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that's the message I want to promote, but you can do it.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to sew, but okay.
It's so hard.
If anyone knows how to sew, please hit us up. Email the podcast.
ATATN. I hate people who could sew. I hate people who are talented.
I know,
but I love them at the same time.
Yeah, people that are okay. I wanted to get into this a different podcast, difference between talented and skilled. Anyway, not right now.
Like ant farm.
Sure. Okay, so what was the transition between in person to online for you?
I remember that like the first couple of weeks of doing like schoolwork from home, it was so difficult because like administration just started giving us like they started like making mandatory assignments and busy work, like, and it was a lot more work than what we would normally do in school. And so like almost everybody complained about it. And so like as like the months went on, they just kept decreasing the amount of work because none of us didn't care, or none of us cared really. There were some people who legit just disappeared and like didn't show up to any of the Zoom meetings, didn't do any of the work. They still passed. And then the school eventually just did a pass, no pass system. And so the school actually just gave everyone a passing grade. So it was like not really any much of a problem, So it just became easier by the end of it. It didn't really affect me. I mean, I kind of preferred working from home, honestly.
Yeah. That sounds a little bit illegal, but at the school, but you know what? We're not gonna get into that. We're not lawyers. I am definitely not a lawyer.
Not yet. I should turn off this virtual background because I am disappearing.
No, you're matching.
I'm sorry, we're in the same room.
You can turn it off, it doesn't matter. So how did you see like a change in your demeanor to going to work and stuff to school? Like, did your grades fall a little bit or were they steady?
No, actually my grades got better. I think I finished with all A's. I had one B Just
Oh my God, same.
Yeah, I had 1B, and I
God.
couldn't fix it.
Mine was a B
because
plus. Anyway, 0.26
okay,
away from an A.
mine was okay, but
I'm so mad.
yeah, I mean, I still passed. Like nothing was wrong.
Mm.
I did know. I remember like not waking up for the Zoom meetings because my sleep schedule was so jacked up already by then. And like if I had Zoom meetings with like my friends and stuff for class, like they would all call me right during the Zoom meeting as it started, being like, wake up, wake up, wake up. And so yeah, we just wake up and go in the Zoom meeting real quick and not really listen. I just slept.
Okay. So what do you miss about like in-person school? You say nothing.
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
It's just
Thank you.
silence. What I miss
I miss the
is
silence in class.
no, I hated that. I
Mm.
was one of the loudest people, I think,
We know.
in like all of my classes. I know I am. I'm so talkative.
It's okay.
But like especially in my ceramics class, like we would always like listen to music and be like dancing and like while doing art at the same time. But like I don't know, that was just a fun class, and I was just always talkative and always having fun seeing people. So I guess that's the thing I miss most. But other than that, like I don't miss the work. I don't miss having to wake up early every morning. Like I
Yeah.
feel good.
Yeah. Because you don't sleep. We'll get into that a little bit later. Okay.
Yeah, I don't sleep.
Okay, so what did you actually miss? Like realistically, I know about your life a little bit. Who are you again?
I'm Derick. Are you
Oh.
lost? I'm Derick.
Oh. So
Welcome.
so
It's the
Matt,
Derick
he
Show.
missed no. So Matt, you were doing a musical right before COVID, right? What was the show? You
Sure.
can name it if you want.
No, I don't want to.
Quack.
It's that one.
Honk. It was honk.
Sure.
I can say
It was
honk
honk
legally.
exclamation point. Uh-huh.
Oklahoma. No, it was honk. Yeah.
That was a rough
So
one.
you were doing
Yeah.
that. How was the musical? I know you had to be canceled, but it was an interesting point for you because you didn't cancel it for a bit because that was the time when people thought, oh, COVID is going to blow over in about a week or two, maybe a month. So you were still working on the musical while anticipating to come back to school, but now it obviously got canceled. Do you have any thoughts like about it? Any reflections that you have made in the past few months about it? Any
Well,
advice?
let's talk about that. Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. Don't name names because I know the names,
And
but
I don't what names? People have names.
no.
Um so honestly, the cancellation of Honk came at the right time in my life because things were getting so overwhelming and so out of hand and like unable for me to control that like having everything be canceled just kind of set me back in motion and allowed me to really focus on myself. And I gotta say, like, we were still working on the musical, even during quarantine. Not in the fact that we were having rehearsals, we weren't able to.
Yeah.
By the time quarantine hit, we were already, I would say, around halfway done with like the show. Um, so like we had done like weeks and weeks and weeks of just like blocking and with singing rehearsals and dancing rehearsals, choreography. And I was the lead, surprisingly. And you know, like it was not really the best time for me personally, but like other people enjoyed it. But you know, even during quarantine, we were trying to figure out ways that we could still put on the show, and communication wasn't the greatest. I think that was like the hardest part was the communication part. And like
Yeah.
there were times where our director considered having rehearsals during quarantine, and like you okay? Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
I'm reflecting. I remember now what you were telling me, and
Yeah.
that was chaotic. Oh,
Yeah, they were planning on having rehearsals during quarantine in person off campus, but like in a separate place. And that was a little not okay. And you know, it was just rough. And then the show ended up getting canceled, which was honestly a lot better than what was expected. We were planning on moving the show to the summer, but I I don't know if I would have been able to come back. I don't think I would have gone back. So yeah, that kind of leaves a big hole. Yeah,
Yeah.
and what we did instead was I got a few of the cast members to send in videos to record themselves singing their songs from the show. And, you know, I edited them all together and I posted them on my own, like stuff, my own accounts.
Mhm.
And let's just say, like, they weren't the best edited, but you know what? I still did a good job. And anyways, the original edit, I don't know where that is, but not yeah.
That the directors.
I'll stop there. I'll stop there.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, but there's videos of us singing our songs, which is fun. Um, yeah, it's like the last little remembrance of the show, I guess.
Hmm. Okay. So I mean, it's good that you canceled the in-person rehearsals, obviously, and the show was
Thank
canceled.
you.
I mean, I did a show online, fully on Zoom, doomed on Zoom. You should go check it out.
Zoom and Zoom. I watched it.
It was good. I
I
played the
watched it.
harmonica.
She did.
That's a
Not well.
harmonica. If
Just
you're
kidding.
no, not well. Yeah, I mean, I have a harmonica, and I actually found it. So I have a harmonica. Like, this is one I had since like it's in a box. But this is the one I've had since like I was 7, and I was playing it a lot in the beginning of quarantine, and then I signed up to do the show with the theater company that I work with, theater school that I work with, and they were like, oh, we'll just have a show, and we're gonna have instruments, and I was like, oh, cool. I just got I was playing the harmonica, and I just got the ukulele at that point. That was like a week 1 of ukulele, so I thought like, oh my god, I'm gonna be so ready. Then I lost the harmonica. I straight up lost it. My mom took it. I accused her. I actually found it. It was right next to my bed, and I feel like the biggest idiot ever. It was not there before. I swear to God, it somehow appeared. And I found it like 5 days ago. But I bought this harmonica, and I have another one, that backup one, because my dad wanted to play.
We could share.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, no, COVID. But yeah, I mean, I did a show, and that was interesting to do it online and stuff. So I feel like it's better for like a musical format to not be online. I think like a play written about being on Zoom is fine. I just feel like musicals and theater adapting to this digital space is going to be a little bit tough, especially for performers. They kind of have
They
to be
all
like
need to be
YouTubers.
pre-filmed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
kind of
yeah, and
YouTube.
not all of yeah.
They need to at least have some knowledge of working with cameras and sets and angles and lighting, and have the like. They basically need to
That was a
turn.
big problem for us.
Yeah, they need to
Yeah.
turn their home into a TV studio, TV set,
Yeah.
which is not normal. People don't use their homes to film out of, but now it's going to become the new
Well,
normal.
I do
Interesting.
with my witch video.
Yeah, you do. So Matthew's a YouTuber. Go subscribe to
I'm
him.
a YouTuber. I have 3 videos. I
Mhm.
just uploaded one of me dancing with a bunch of witches. But don't worry, we were social distancing.
Yeah, and it was edited. Sorry to spoiler alert. It was
It
edited.
was.
So another topic that you missed prom, which I think is fine.
Whoopsie. Whoopsie.
Swoopsie. Where's that from?
That's from Firebringer, right?
Oh yeah.
Am I wrong? Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, if you don't know what Star Kid is, go check them out too. So yeah, you missed prom. Any thoughts about prom? I can tell you a little bit about my prom, and you didn't really miss much.
Wait, I'm sorry. You cut out.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So you missed prom. So any thoughts about
Correct.
that?
Well, honestly, prom wasn't that big of a deal to me. Like, homecoming was more of a big deal to me because I was in homecoming court. Oh my gosh, wow. But I already had, like, homecoming was really my moment. And so I didn't really look forward much to prom. And I hadn't even gone to suit. had not been planning out going with anyone. I kind of just was just there.
Mm-hmm.
And so prom wasn't much of a big deal to me. I mainly feel bad for all the girls or guys who bought like dresses or expensive suits and like they can't return them anymore. So yeah, RIP that bank. But it wasn't much of a big deal to me. But I understand how it could be a big deal to other people.
Yeah, prom for me wasn't a big deal. I know my mom said that she like won. I don't think she won prom. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. My mom just like
I'm your
changes
mom.
shit all the time. But
Stop cursing.
I said one word. I'm trying to be more relaxed on this podcast with you. Okay. So
I am very relaxing.
Mm-hmm. So I think my dad won like junior prom, or I don't know, but my parents didn't. I know, good for him, something like that. I don't remember. I can maybe get him on the podcast to tell him, or you can just find him in person if you care, but don't find him. That's a little creepy.
Don't try to find him.
Don't try and find him. You can think about it. He changes the story every time I ask him, so just you come up with it. It's probably right. But I didn't really care too much about prom. No offense to the date I went with. He was a really nice guy. We're good friends. But honestly, high school was just a big mess. I feel like for everyone who
Who'd you go with? I'm sorry.
You know who.
Would you care to share with the class?
No, maybe one day when I don't care anymore, I'll drop names, but I won't. He's a really nice guy. I only want to drop names of people I don't like, you know? So I don't know, prom was okay. Like, it wasn't the biggest of deals. Like, prom normally was like, oh, one night of our life is gonna be the best night. No, it's not. If prom is the best night of your life, you have a pretty sad life. But I don't have any good days.
Yeah, but High School Musical 3 set up such high expectations. We need to live out our High School Musical 3 dreams.
Don't listen to DComs. DComs are wrong. I learned that at the beginning of high school. I thought high school, oh, I'm gonna drop my books and a nice guy's gonna pick them up and I'm gonna be in love.
Are you saying that Camp Rock is wrong?
Yeah. So the next
That's
thing
a lot to say for a Teen Beach movie stand.
Oh yeah, Teen Beach movie. Right. Okay. So you also missed graduation.
Yeah, I did.
Any thoughts?
Well, one, let's talk about what actually happened with graduation.
Oh yeah.
So with the lack of a graduation, there was a drive-through graduation of sorts where like you just kind of drove through the school with your cap and gown. There were just teachers standing and clapping for you. There was a nice little goodbye and stuff, and like they give you your diploma there and everything. You at our school, I almost said the school, but like at our school, you weren't allowed to get out of the car. Like the most you could do is like pop your head out the window or the sunroof for a picture, and that's it. And by the way, I'm still waiting for my picture. I wonder where it is. It kind of just like it was a thing. It was really short though, like less than 2 minutes. I think like the longest time was spent like trying to get into the school. And you know how bad it is to get into the school. And so yeah, you kind of just were sitting there all awkward as like they're all just staring at you and clapping. I did get a draw in the car. It was nice. I drew some art. I know I'm such an artist. If you want to see how much of an artist I am, watch my video. A professional artist ranks the colors. It's great. It's on my channel. Link in the description.
It's not yeah, it is a professional artist.
I am a professional artist.
Con artist.
And yeah. And then also fun fact, usually the students get different colored gowns and like cabin gowns.
Yeah, I got gold.
And yeah, you got gold. Lucky
I'm
for you.
I'm a scholar.
Well, they do that every single year, right? And so this year they just gave, this year they gave everyone red, every single person. Like not even the red and the white to distinguish between the boys and the girls. They gave everyone red. So what I did was I got myself my own gold robe because one, I deserved it. I worked hard for that. That's what they promised me ever since I had gone to the school freshman year. And two, I just wanted to stand out from everyone else. And I did. I stood out in a good way, I think. Like, what are they going to do? Stop me from entering
They're
in?
going to send you home.
Yes, send me home. I dare you. So yeah, I showed up in my gold gown.
Your parents
cap.
are already there. They're driving the car.
Yeah, my mom is the one who wanted me to do it.
Good
so
for her.
I was like, why not? Why not?
Mom.
Yeah, but I'm really happy with my gold robe because I deserved it. I deserved that.
Okay. We're switching topics. This is Midge. What college are you going to?
Oh, wait. I do want to mention something real quick about graduation. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's my podcast, but it's fine.
I'm the director now. So I do want to mention to the people who decided to lay some tweets about class of 2020 complaining.
They're not listening to this podcast.
I'm
not friends.
Why? So what? What if they're not listening? Well, also there was supposed to be like a sort of social distancing graduation that we were supposed to have a couple of weeks ago that got canceled like days before, which honestly it was a lot better because at that point nobody cared. Nobody really cared. None of us really wanted to come back anymore. We got that mindset of just being always disappointed that nothing's gonna go our way. So
that's my mentality. Cool.
Yeah, but to the people who when they first announced that like all the graduation stuff was going to be canceled and like there was no alternative, I would say most of the class of 2020 did complain about it, about not
Chrissy Teigen
about how
a happy graduation. All of them.
Yeah, so class of 2020 did offer some complaints being like, we worked so hard for this, like it's just a little unfair, and we're willing to settle on an alternative where we schedule graduation for a later date when it is safer for all of us to come back, and I feel like that's a really reasonable like alternative. It doesn't have to be anytime soon, just when it is safer to come back. This is before we got to the mindset of disappointment and just not expecting anything. And I do gotta say, class of 2019 had a lot to say. I don't even know why they had something to say, but some people decided to tweet out being like that we shouldn't be complaining and that we're so privileged and all this stuff, and we're fighting for things that don't really matter. And it just was a little, I would say, insensitive because like
we got it.
Like
we wanted.
Yeah, like you're like the class of 2019, the people who complained about it, like they had the experience, they had the opportunity, and like we never just had that. We never understood it. Like coming from a perspective of not getting it, like it's just a little like hurtful because we had just worked so hard that we're getting essentially nothing. And it's not fair, I guess, but that's the way things are going to be. And like I feel like class of 2020 had the right to complain about it. Like we understood that there was so much going on with COVID-19. This is even before like the resurgence of BLM, but like there was a lot already going on with COVID-19, and it was just so dangerous, and there's a lot of paranoia, and we understood that. So we tried to settle on an alternative for later on, but to have it outright canceled completely and to not really receive anything, not even recognition from the school, it just was a little hurtful. So I feel like class of 2020 is justified in complaining about not getting anything, and so like if you had the experience of graduation from high school, you can't really say anything because you don't understand the other person's perspective.
Yeah, I feel like one big thing, just to talk about this a little bit more, not that much more, because I don't really have a lot to say. I feel like if you don't understand something, it's okay to talk about it if you're trying to learn and open to listening. But if you're just gonna outright criticize and not help, then stop. I feel like it's good to point out flaws if like it needs flaws. But if they're just outright lashing out of pure sadness and just anger, probably, because I would be pretty sad and mad if all my senior year was kind of ruined. But honestly, it wasn't that great. Just like on its own.
That's
like
for you.
You can live vicariously through Booksmart. That's what I do a lot. If you want, or any other freaking movies like that, but I don't know. All good movies. All good. Anyway, we'll just move on, probably.
Yeah. I watched all of those movies during quarantine. I recommend everyone watch those too.
Yeah. All right. So, what college were you planning on going to?
Should I say? I could just say where it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was planning. Fortnite. I was planning on going to a university out in New York, and I think it's Upper West Side Manhattan. I'm not sure. Around Lincoln Center in Central Park, just around there. I was planning on going to university out there, and everything was all set. I was like, I even told you I was 99% sure that I was going there, and like I had already enrolled. I had already like put a deposit in and stuff, and everything was all set and ready. Yeah.
Then what college are you actually going to now?
Now, I'm staying in.
You don't have to actually say what college you're going to.
I'm just staying in glorious California, going to UC, somewhere in the state, obviously. Yeah. And it wasn't necessarily my first choice. It wasn't my second choice either. It wasn't anywhere near my top choices, but I'm still going there because you run out of choices. So, yeah. And the reason why I'm going there is because, one, it would have cost a lot more money if I had gone out to New York to that university, to be out of state and just to be online for most of it. And two, at the time of making my decision to switch colleges, it was at a time where New York was like spiking with COVID cases, and it was really bad.
Also, I saw like New York, the state, has a ton of cases, but New York City has even more. So like,
oh yeah, and that's right where I would have been.
Yeah.
New York City. And so so with the amount of COVID cases, my parents were a little concerned with me wanting to go out there. And ultimately it wasn't my decision to switch, but I had to. And now look at us. California is now what, number one? So
number one.
That kind of just like
kidding.
Is a hit in the face. Like, why am I staying in the state that is now number one?
Number one. I'm not helping that. I am at home chilling. Okay. Do you have any regrets with you not going to the college in New York? Yep. I feel like it's meant to be though, because we're all gonna die. It's a quote Vanessa Hudgens.
Editor.
No. But I just feel like COVID is so bad, and I feel like you staying in state, sort of wasting a lot of money about going out to New York during a time where school is probably going to be online the next year. Hopefully, that's it. Hopefully.
Well, for me, I have the option to go. On campus, but I'm not. No, I'm not dumb.
If you were
I'm not going to risk my life.
If you're paying for New York, I would tell you to go out there. I don't care. Go. It's so much money.
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm paying for it, I might as well just go.
Yeah, but no.
I'm staying in state, so I only chose online classes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God.
What's your major?
My major is political science. Yeah, my major is political science. Took me a while.
Mm-hmm. So what classes do you have? Do you want to name drop them or just like normal classes?
Just I chose them like
yesterday.
Yeah, I chose them all like yesterday.
I know.
I have one poli-sci class. I'm taking French again, and I am really happy about that. Did you just roll your eyes about me talking about French?
Yeah.
I'm Ratatouille, sir. I'm not Remy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all the Ratatouille fans. But yeah, I am taking a couple of French classes. And surprisingly, I took a French placement exam and it already placed me in like the second level French. So I'm like, wow, bonjour, oui, oui.
Baguette.
Yeah. And
sorry to all the French people. They're probably mad.
I took 3 years of French.
I took 0.
They're gonna
and I know as much as you.
Hate comments in French, and I'll read them out loud. I'll read them out loud and translate them. I will.
You won't be able to.
And then I'm also just taking some other classes that don't really matter much. Okay. So,
yeah. This is a deep question. So, do you wish it never happened? COVID. I mean, obviously, we would all say yes, but like, that was kind of a dumb question. but like if. So, but
oh my gosh! Did you ask Chris this? What the heck?
No. Do you like? Do you think you've learned something from it?
Yes.
And you've grown? What? Share with the class.
You trapped me.
You could just say yes and move on.
No, I could share with the class.
Okay.
What do I have to hide?
Yeah, it's probably just me you watching at this point. No one's gonna continue to watch this podcast.
That's true. Since it's me, no one's gonna want to watch. I'm sorry.
Oh well. God. I get dislikes because of you. I'm crying.
Yeah. But I'm gonna be the dislike.
No.
So
I'll join you.
Like what I learned, like literally like being at home and just taking a lot of time to focus on myself. Like one, I did learn a huge lesson on self-confidence and taking care of myself as much as I care about others. I do like to say though, like this entire quarantine, my mind has been breaking down, but my skin has been breaking out, you know? Like that's just the bad side to quarantine.
Okay.
But you know, like what I've been like thinking, like I've just kind of tried to shape my mindset. And the good thing, I guess, about quarantine is being away from people. Because it's really given me a second to like step back and to reevaluate all of my like relationships with other people and to really like see who's really there for me and who isn't. I know you've experienced the same thing. And as we talked about, and you know, it's given me time to really focus on myself and myself in relation to other people as well. And you know, it's just a lot of true colors getting revealed.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
I know that this time is really hard to make friends and, you know, stay connected because we're all so disconnected. So if you ever want to become friends, email the podcast.
Email the podcast.
We're your friends.
Maybe there is an email. Oh,
yeah,
there is an email already.
There is an email. Matthew has emailed me. Just
I did not. What?
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, a little bit more before we get into the email and stuff. I have just a few more questions. Tell me about Matthew Plus, aka Derick Plus.
What? Sorry, you cut out.
You're the Derick Plus. Tell me about that.
You want to talk about Derick Plus? Okay. So Derick Plus is my super secret, extra special,
exclusive,
private. Yeah, exclusive account, private account. It's nothing inappropriate.
Yeah.
No. It's really. I started it during quarantine. Like I would say about a month in.
Yeah.
it's just crazy that like it took me that long, or that I went that fast to go insane to create Derick Plus. Um, Basically, Derick Plus is a private account that I have where I post every single picture of me, no matter it be ugly or pretty, and there's a lot of pretty ones. But what it
Yeah.
It's open to my closest friends. I on the story there, I post a lot of memes, and I post a lot of like really stupid questions and also deep questions at the same time. It depends on the day
I
and how
like the
I'm
stupid
feeling.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, the stupid ones are really weird.
Mm.
And I just it's like an account, like almost every single picture of me, I think, is on that account. You know, there's videos of me, a lot of edits I've been making during quarantine, like Photoshop and like videos I've been editing are also on there.
So,
And like
yeah.
it's mainly a hub for my closest friends, to like I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Basically, I have nothing to hide to anyone.
This kind of sounds insane if you're not near Matthew, but he's kind of just obsessed with himself, just trying to
I am.
say that.
I'm so obsessed with myself.
And it's like he got the name from Disney Plus.
I did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like his own platform where he can just post all of his content about himself. So that's really inspiring. I haven't.
Yeah, okay, I do genuinely gotta say though, it has really helped with my personal self-confidence because like before, if you would have asked me like freshman year, like if you would have asked me to show you my camera roll, I wouldn't, because there's a lot of ugly pictures of me on there, and I'd just be like deleting them, being like really insecure about myself. But Derick Plus, I feel like it's an account where there's literally so many pictures of me, and like I don't look good in most of them, which is shocking, I know. But like it's really helped me be like, why do I have to hide these like essentially ugly? I don't like to say ugly, but like, like they're not, yeah, like everyone has like off days and stuff, but like I don't have to hide it.
Yeah,
It feeds into my cockiness, but I also feel like it also has helped me grow individually because I'm not afraid to really like be myself anymore, essentially. And like,
wait, it kind of humbled you, right? It kind of humbled you. I feel like it's good because it's also combating Instagram's fakeness. Like Instagram is really just a highlight reel of your life. I feel like with Matthew Plus, you were posting everything. Derick Plus. It was Matthew Plus, and I told him if he's really changing his name to Derick, he should change it to Derick Plus, and then he actually did. So that proves me wrong, huh?
Yeah, but like, like people see me every single day. People see me. They see me kind of, but like they see me in my highs, they see me in my lows. People have seen me every single part of me. Yeah. So what do I have to hide with posting like funny pictures of myself? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's not anything they haven't seen. It's just me.
I was thinking about doing that because I have like my own account of diary of sorts where I follow all the celebrities I'm getting into.
Such a trendsetter.
Yeah. But I think it's good just to have an account. No one follows my account. It's just for me whenever I post pictures of me crying. And it's kind of just like I had a really low point, I think just all of high school. But it's like for me in the future to look back and be like, wow, I thought like I was so sad and I thought life couldn't get better than that. But me winning an award or something, I'll be like, oh my God. Look, if only that person could see me now. Like you change over your lifetime. You're a different person.
Yeah.
So it's good to like stop and show the growth and the change. I think just my private account is just for me to show myself at my lows, and then also sometimes show myself at the highs. I mean, I don't post that much. Last time I posted was when I was crying at Halloween last year.
What were you?
I wasn't anything for Halloween. I was at home. Yeah.
That's, oh my God, repeat this year.
No. I haven't posted that. I mean, I haven't been crying that much, but I have been like sad. But I don't just post.
Yes.
But I don't know. Okay.
It's good to cry though.
Yeah.
To everyone, it's good to cry. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah. I kind of stopped crying because a little bit, just because like I don't think I really necessarily have anything to be sad about. Like I feel like I have a lot of guilt if me just crying during this pandemic when people's lives are like actually being affected. When I'm just like, poor me, I can't be on set right now.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
you're still allowed to cry about that. You know,
I know, but then,
like you're losing out on your opportunity. Like,
yeah,
it's valid. It's
mhm.
totally valid.
Everyone is valid, okay? Even if you don't think you are, you are. I was about to like go after people who like a certain food chain that I hate. Never mind, we're not talking about that. Okay.
Would you care to share with the class?
No. What else have you been doing while in quarantine? Just to kind of give you what I'm looking for. Tell me about you driving.
Oh wait, I do want to mention the
Minecraft
main thing
after.
I've been doing during quarantine is listening to AR podcasts. You could listen to the other episodes that came before me or the episodes that will come after me. I love them.
Mm-hmm.
I already love the future episodes. I know.
Yeah.
Um,
He's a time traveler, guys.
Yup. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
people don't know that about me.
I know.
That's yeah. But with
I just noticed you
you
took
said
off your background. I haven't noticed this
we're
whole.
not in the same room. Shocker. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
With driving, I've kind of been driving almost every single day during quarantine. It's easy. It's easier, I think, because there's not really that many cars outside anymore because most people are staying home, and I stay in the car. I bring my mask whenever I need to, and I just practice driving so I could like drive. Yeah.
Can't relate.
I know, and there's not that many people walking either, so it makes it a lot safer. It makes it great. And yeah, I haven't hit anyone. I don't plan on hitting anyone.
Yeah, I
I hope
wouldn't
I never do
advise
hit
that.
anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope for everyone's safety.
The next one. How was your sleeping schedule, Matthew? Derick.
Sleeping schedule. Okay.
Who's that?
So at the beginning of quarantine, like I started going to sleep at around like 2 or 3, and then it would just keep getting pushed hour by hour by hour. A couple of weeks ago, like lately these past few weeks, I just haven't been sleeping at all, and so that's been really bad. But like
Yeah.
if like now I try to limit myself to the latest I'll go to sleep is 7 a.m. Um, that's so bad to say, but it is true. And then I'll wake up at like 2 to 4 every single day, kind of. So if you need me in the morning, don't count on it.
Okay.
I did wake up early today, though.
That's good. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So thank you so much for doing that. Get your life together.
Look who's talking. Are you kidding me?
Who's talking?
I'm not.
I'm not. So the next thing that we've been doing a lot is Minecraft. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so bad. How many Minecraft phases have we had? 4?
Like 3, 4, yeah.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Because there'd be like times where we'd play Minecraft like every single day for hours. And then we just stop for like a good few weeks, and then we'll come back to it and do the exact same thing.
Okay, so the first
I blame you because you got me on Lucky Block. No, not Lucky Block, Skyblock.
Yeah.
And I literally would spend all 24 hours of a day playing it. I would.
That's not my fault.
It's so bad.
That's my fault. Okay, it is kind of my fault. Okay, so the first phase we had was, I think we started off just doing Egg Wars, right? Just
no.
Yeah. Like
it wasn't Egg Wars.
That was like back in the beginning. I got you to play a few Egg Wars games. I would only play for about an hour, maybe, like every other day. So we wouldn't FaceTime every day. We would just FaceTime like a few times a week. Then we would play Minecraft Egg Wars. Then after that, we stopped playing it because I sucked, and we sucked, just mainly I sucked. And then the next phase we had is when we played in our own world. We like had a survival world together. Yeah, that was bad.
RP her. Yeah.
And then the next one, we played the Abominable Snowman. That's when we wanted to go on Twitch and
I remember that one.
That one's fun. I want to do that again. But God, it was so hard because the evil snowmans are so annoying. Anyway, we might live stream on Twitch. We're thinking about doing Twitch and Minecraft and stuff. Minecraft PE, not Minecraft anywhere else.
You know what? Let's play Toontown on Twitch and steal Chris's gig.
Yeah, I was thinking that we should. Okay, then the next phase we had was all on CubeCraft, all Money Wars, and then we switched from doing Egg Wars. I think it's called Egg Wars. I call it Money Wars because Asian Canadian Minecraft YouTubers called it Money Wars. So, but then we switched into Skyblock, and that was like a good month of us just playing Skyblock because they just released it on CubeCraft, and that was fun.
It took forever.
We're still not done.
Yeah. I'm still not done on my solo world.
I know. He's so far ahead of me on our
my solo world is I miss it. It's probably dying for me right now.
I limited it so only me and him can play together. Only me and him can play on the world that we own together. Because you can't be on a solo world and just advance it without the other person because that's rude. So that's what kind of helped me is I knew that you were playing too much, so I didn't want to bother you more and make you play more. So I tried to distract you and get you off of it. Because I know I had the whole entire thing with Fortnite before.
It was a bad addiction.
I know, yeah. So if you have a friend that got you into the addiction, the friend has to kind of pull you out by just hey, you want to go walk?
And I would start playing Skyblock one day, and then I'd watch an entire season of American Horror Story, and then once I'm done playing Skyblock, the season's already over. That's how bad it was. I played for that many hours a day.
Gosh. Well, I know what happened is that with Fortnite, me and Glorian, we played it for so long. And then I did the same thing with Minecraft with you. Then Glorian tried to get me Dead by Daylight, and she tried to get me on that. And I'm scared of horror games and stuff, but oh my God. I stopped playing it. I knew I was going to get addicted. And then I kind of started to get to do, and I knew my tendencies and how I get addicted. I don't eat because I'm playing a game, which is bad. So I stopped it. I cut it off. I deleted the app. Yeah, okay.
That's also me. I'm scared of getting Animal Crossing because I feel like that's the same thing's gonna happen.
Yeah, I want to get The Legends of Zelda on Switch. On Switch.
I do too.
But we can't. We're too addicted to things. Okay, the next thing I kind of maybe want to talk to you about. We can kind of skip it when we have her on. Love Victor, but I think we should not talk about it because it's already been an hour almost.
Let's do that later.
But so just another announcement, possibly. Me and Matthew might have our own podcast. Kind of. I'm not sure the name of it
I'm
yet.
just hearing about this. What? Where? I'm joking.
Yeah. So the next podcast, the Quarantine show is only going to be 8 episodes, I think, maybe more. If you want to be in the podcast, email me to let me know. Even if we're not friends or anything, I think you can still be on it. If we're not close, just email me. I'm a really nice person, or I think.
Sure.
So the next podcast I think I'm going to be doing is either a podcast where I read a bunch of my books. That sounds bad. It sounds boring. But me reading books and talking about it. I'm majoring in screenwriting, aka film. So if you're into film and stuff, that podcast might be a good resource for you. Where I just talk about film techniques and whatever. I am just a student, but I think it's interesting because I'm going to be reading a bunch of the books and stuff. And the next one I might make before that one is where I watch movies and I review the movies. And just talk about the movies. Because I just learned that you can't post the whole movie. I just learned, and I keep TIL. Today I learned. I keep learning that you can't just post the whole movie. But if you guys know Pretty Much It and Dylan Is in Trouble, they make edits of the reactions to movies. But I thought you could just post the whole movie and put your audio over it and just talk about. You cannot. So I'm going to get sued one day. Yeah.
So your local poli-sci major is here to help. I know.
Yeah. So the next, that's why I'm just going to be doing a podcast about movies, not showing any of the clips because I'm scared I'm going to get sued because I'm not good at things. Editing and anything. And I don't want to overload Matthew with editing and being worried about legal trouble when I'm only 18.
Oh, yeah. Fun fact, I'm editor, producer, director, biggest fan, all of it.
Well, you don't edit the podcast because I don't edit it.
That's true, I don't.
You don't. But you're probably going to be editing the...
Maybe you should edit this one.
No. You might be editing the other podcasts and stuff, maybe. We'll see what my vision is. I think I'm the director for this. You're the director maybe for... No, you didn't give me the questions. I wrote the questions.
I'm just here. Fun fact, on my channel, that's where I've mainly been practicing my Photoshop and Adobe Premiere Pro skills. And they're terrible. I realize my brand is trash. It's actual trashiness. Like, none of my content is good, but I'm proud of it because it's funny to me.
Yeah,
like, it doesn't need to look good. It doesn't need to look good. I just think
it needs to make you feel good.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we actually got our first ever email to the podcast.
Woo! Yeah.
It's called Questions from Your Biggest Fan. It's by
Oh my gosh, I wonder who it is.
It's by Matthew Flores. Sorry to spoil it.
I'm Derick. I don't know who that is.
Hi Athena, I'm a huge fan of your podcast and I've watched every single episode multiple times. Thank you. I guess you could say I'm your biggest fan. You are. Anyway, it's anyway, not anyways. My mom always gets mad at me because not anyways, it's anyway.
Okay, well, there's no need to be the grammar police right now.
I know. So, like, my mom kills me every time I say anyways. It's anyway. She got yelled at for, like, she's scarred with that word. So now she scarred me. That's parenting. I have questions. Oh, I have some questions that I hope you could answer on the next podcast. Number 1, what is the undisclosed location that Glorianne works at? I can't answer that.
Next question. That's such a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Such a shame.
You can probably
I can't believe the host of a podcast doesn't even understand the answers to their own questions.
I understand it. I just cannot legally say anything because but you can probably find out.
Can I say it?
No. You probably could find out if you are a good stalker. Okay. I want to buy
like the people who are stalking your dad because you told them to go find him.
Yeah, go find Glorianne as well, and go find Matthew. I want to buy some coffee from
and
her,
Derick,
even though I don't drink coffee. I wouldn't recommend buying the coffee. I would honestly recommend buying the bagels.
What's your food recommendations? That's
bagels.
The real question.
Bagels.
You know, my Jamba Juice addiction has gone so bad during quarantine.
You want me to get Jamba Juice? My dad does not. Also,
I get Jamba Juice every single day.
wrong. The A's.
I didn't write it. I don't know who wrote it.
Okay, number 2. Why isn't Glorianne my best friend yet? Her episode is my favorite. So Glorianne, if you're listening to this, please become friends with Matthew. He wants to be friends with you, and I know that. What? And I want to make a group chat with you and Crystal. What school
We're gonna fight. Me and Chris are gonna fight.
No. Okay,
I hope she's watching.
What school did you meet Glorianne and Chris at? I might have gone there too. I don't know. It was Hogwarts, actually.
Really? I didn't go there.
Oh.
I went to the Fantastic Beasts one. You know, the
Ivermorny? I don't know.
Ilvermorny? That's what it is.
I think
Puckwudgie.
Oh yeah. So that's the school we go to. Spoiler alert. Okay, if you had to choose, Whitney Cummings or Rosebud Baker. Oh, that's hard. That's the last question. To it. God. Okay, so if you don't know who these people are, they're both female comedians.
I hope they're watching.
They're watching.
You don't choose gets offended, and then blocks.
Honestly, I feel like they'd be okay if I said neither of them, because Whitney has done a lot of like stuff on herself where she's fine and she can always like lose another fan and get a new one. But I'm not her biggest. I'm not her biggest fan. But I was just watching Whitney Cummings' podcast with Miranda Cosgrove like right before this. Okay, so Whitney Cummings, I really like her. She's a really good comedian. I've been listening to her podcast, and I've honestly took a lot of what she said with like a lot of just trust. I mean, I don't know. I look up to like strong female women. Not necessarily have to be female to be a woman, but anyway.
Iconic.
Whatever. I just literally look up to female comics or just comics, but like mainly like strong women who are in charge and know their shit. So I really look up to Whitney. She has like a bunch of sex jokes and whatever the heck else. But she's like a comedian who I think is really funny and very successful. She's a writer as well. She wrote her own show, sitcom, and starred in it, and she wrote a bunch of other things in the female brain and stuff. But I really like her for her podcast. You should watch that. Female Brains are good. But recently she's been kind of telling you to like take everything with a grain of salt. And I agree. Oh my God, you're back at my house. So if you're an audio listener, he just switched his background back to the same background I have. So
what's the background? Describe it. Sorry.
I don't I really like Whitney. I think she's really funny, but I noticed like a lot of things that she says. She's in her 30s, and they're a lot different than me. I'm 18, and she says everything that people can say it's a little bit sexist, but I think she just like has a different viewpoint, and that people can have different viewpoints. But I've been trying to take everything she says now with a grain of salt. Doesn't mean I don't like her. I just think that she thinks in a different way to like how men should be treated and how women treat each other and how relationships work. She's read many, many books about like dating and things, and I have not, because I have not been dating anyone or dated anyone, period. And she has. So maybe I can just learn about her, and I think it's a great thing to do, especially with the internet, is to learn from other people's mistakes and not copy them. And a big thing about Whitney is that she says she was really dumb in her 20s. She made a bunch of mistakes just to go far in her career and just said yes to people even though she actually wanted to say no. So I learned from her a lot. Rosebud Baker, on the other hand, is not that well known of a comedian, sorry to say, compared to Whitney. Whitney has like 1 million followers in the podcast, and Rosebud had 2 podcasts, Devil's Advocate, which I really love, and Find Your Beach with her fiance. I don't really listen to Find Your Beach because I don't know. I just like I like Rosebud by herself. She's really funny. She talks about politics a little bit and just about her life. And Whitney Cummings says this: podcasts are like it's like the lazy person's conversation. You don't have to respond. You can just listen. And you don't truly have to be listening. You can just be hearing it, there's a difference. Because listening is taking in and processing, and hearing is just what you naturally do. So if I had to choose one for what, Matthew? In general,
I wish you put an email to respond to that question.
Yeah. Choose what? Choose one to like be on the podcast. Probably Whitney Cummings because she has a lot of followers, but then also not Whitney Cummings because she would just be dominating the podcast the whole time. But maybe Rosebud Baker because she was like, she could. I mean, they both inspired me to start a podcast. I mean, a lot of people do. I listen to a lot of podcasts, but I think it's both. Or I think, I don't know. It's really hard because like when you have people that you look up to, you don't really want to pick between them. But Rosebud Baker, I like avidly watch her stories. Whitney Cummings, sometimes I skip by him because she posts so much. But yeah, they're really good. I really like them. I would love to have them on. Not maybe this podcast, or maybe Rosebud, because she can talk about comedy. I mean, they both could talk about comedy, but I know Rosebud is doing like stand-up shows out in person, like outside.
You know, I feel like they've been mentioned more on this podcast more than I've been.
Yeah, sorry.
But fun fact, I'm the only one who's been mentioned on all 3 episodes of the podcast. I'm the only guest star, so what can I say? I just got that much of an impact.
I really like Rosebud Baker and Whitney Cummings. Just go follow them. I think if I had to choose, because I have to answer the question. Oh, God.
Let's all just choose love, you know?
Maybe Whitney. Sorry, Rosebud. I feel like Rosebud wouldn't give a shit, honestly. I feel like Whitney, I'm not sure how she's doing.
Cursing,
she
brother.
Whitney just dyed her hair. She might not be okay, so I think I have to pick her for her sanity.
Okay, well, you gotta stop cursing.
I only curse like twice. And it's fine.
Only twice. Do it every episode.
What do you mean? I said she hit.
Who'd she hit?
I said shiitake mushrooms.
I have no clue what you just said.
It's from
Mongo
Spy Kids.
Jerry and Rumple Teaser. I've only watched Spy Kids 3D Game Over.
No.
You already knew that.
Yeah. All right.
Let's do that.
Yeah. So if you like this podcast, we're gonna be ending it in a minute. Me and Matthew might want to start our own. So if you have any ideas, please let us know. We also might be going live on Twitch because I'm really bored and I'm trying to make a YouTube video on my main channel about Twitch, possibly in the future, just exploring it and seeing if because Twitch is kind of a man's, a boy's, not a man's, a man's, a boy's kind of a, oh my God, Twitch is kind of a boy's platform. Not really. I mean, sorry if you're a girl gamer. I respect you, but you know, boys are just overprotective and they kind of fetishize female gamers. So I just want to see if I can just not be a female gamer, or I can be a little bit, don't know what type of content on a stream, and see if I'm successful on Twitch. No. Anyway, me and Matthew might be going on Twitch. So if you want to see any updates with us, follow me on Instagram at athenarethispodcasts and email the podcast. I will directly email you back if you are interested in what's going to happen between me and Matthew. Yeah.
Crazy.
We really want to have our podcast.
Yeah. If you have any questions for me, just email them to.
I'll forward.
Oh, I can't spell it.
Yeah. Athena
Podcast.
Podcast at gmail.com. athenarethispodcasts at gmail.com.
Hopefully, I can come back. Yeah. What?
It's also gonna be in the description. Or if you listen, also listen to this on Anchor, please. I need some listeners on there. I only got 2 people who watched my last video, so please watch it, please.
So yeah, if you email me questions there, hopefully I'll come back for an episode 2, or maybe another season of some other podcast that she's doing. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to do a bunch of different podcasts. This one's just specifically serious. I know this episode wasn't that serious, but it's fine.
I'll make sure all my fans know about this.
Cool.
Don't worry, I'll shout you out.
Thank you. Please post it on Matthew Plus, on Derick Plus.
On Derick Plus, not even my main account, Derick Flores.
You just exposed yourself.
What do I have to hide?
Yeah.
Right, it's public. It's public.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Matthew, thank you again for being on the podcast and
I have one more question.
Listening. Okay, yeah.
Who's your next guest? I want to know. I'm excited.
I don't know yet because I have to work out with schedules. But maybe Jackie, maybe Kevin, maybe Nicole. Any of these people.
Nicole?
Mm-hmm.
Leader of the Anti-Hannah Club?
Yeah.
Does she know that I know her for that?
No. I don't talk to her. I only talk to her about during the podcast. She's not going to be listening to this. And if she does, thank you, Nicole. She should be, yeah. Tell your friends. Nicole. Tell your friends and stuff. All right, bye everyone. Thank you so much. Hopefully next episode is not gonna be this chaotic. Don't forget to subscribe, like the podcast episode, and listen to it on Anchor. I'll probably leave a link down below for Anchor if you want. If you just want to listen to this again, just the audio only. The videos on YouTube. Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye. On a new episode of Binge Watch.
Yeah. Bye.